And Jesus says in verse 2, and when you pray. Now I'll remind you that Jesus taught them not a specific prayer, but how to pray. How to, as a way of life, come to God. And he says you're to address God as Father. It was the German theologian Martin Luther who said it well, when he said these two words, our Father, are two of the most radical words in the entire New Testament. Even to his listeners in Luke 11, these disciples, it would have been shocking. For Jesus was the first on record to take prayer and to make it a personal discourse with this personal, caring, merciful, loving God as Father. Jesus' model prayer begins by calling God not master or king or teacher or friend, but rather Father, as a beloved child to a loving and caring parent. That we are to come to God as the nearest and dearest Father to us. God is not distant, He is near to us. And this intimate, personal, honorific title corresponds even to the Aramaic word daddy or papa. That we are to come to God with this intimate access, that God as a reciprocating being intends that His very triune nature be expressed in our relationship with Him through prayer. He is our master. He is our king. He is the greatest teacher we'll ever know. But He wants us to call Him Father. Can I tell you how distinct this relationship is even among our society? That there's this, even within COVID, this sense of isolation and distance that if we're not careful, we'll just assume the same thing of God. In fact, I read an article this week with a renowned counselor that detailed that the most common reason why his patients were coming to him, are you ready for this? Is because they felt like they don't belong. That they felt like they were living in isolation. That they felt like they were being, even among those that they knew, an imposter. That they just can't find anywhere to fit in among people. And I can't help but think, even in my own prayer life sometimes, that if we're not careful, we'll have these same emotions and feelings toward God. Maybe it's something we've done in our past that even though Christ is forgiven, we just can't get over. Maybe it's a wrestling that God has in our hearts and we know this is what He's asking us to do, but instead of instant obedience, which we challenge ourselves with in 2022, we just kind of keep saying, well, Lord, just give me a little bit more time, or, God, just maybe tomorrow. And so with that comes guilt or shame or just this expectation that maybe God is not pleased with us. We just don't belong, Lord. That we're an imposter, that we're faking this sincerity or even this excitement. I know prayer is to be captivating, but really, God, it's frustrating in so many ways. It is with this sense that Jesus reminds His disciples, and consequently, you and I as we follow Christ, to know how God sees us as a loving child to a dearest Father. That we have complete access to Him at any time, with anything and anywhere. And He wants us, as a result of who He is and His faithfulness to us and what His Son has done for us, that we're to call Him Father.